So quick introductions. I'm Veedotme. Of course, I've played a lot of games from the Motion Twin team. This is the next one that I've been dumping hours into, even since it was a demo before it became early access. We are sitting today with Bijou, well, sitting virtually. Bijou and Cardus, both from Motion Twin. Starting with Bijou, could you introduce yourself a little bit?
Hello there. I'm Bijou. Working at Motion Twin since almost 5 years now. Joined the team to work in the early days of Windblown, mostly doing game design, programming, and other stuff. We all do a lot of stuff. Cardus?
Yes, and I'm Cardus. I'm the artist here. I'm drawing a lot of stuff for Dead Cells and Windblown. So yes, that's me.
Well, welcome to both of you. So Cardus, do you have concept art for the character I'm using right now?
No, this is Noemi. Noemi did the characters, so it was not a design of mine.
Okay. Dang, I'm gonna need some concept art because some of these are really good.
Oh, thank you. I will tell her because, but I think she did not did concept art. She goes straight to the 3D things and she made it very quickly.
You can do that? Just go straight to the model?
Yeah, sure.
God.
When you can go through. Yeah, it's faster and it's faster and it's very fun to build volumes and everything. It's a kind of a concept, but in 3D. So
True.
We iterate on this.
Yeah, I guess only people like me need to do every step of the way just to get to the final product.
It depends. Sometimes we need a concept. Sometimes we feel the thing and it's fluid, and we can go straight to the 3D.
All right.
It depends.
So those of you in the chat, I do believe we may have someone who is collecting questions. If you have anything to ask while we're doing this, just give a shout out and maybe we'll be able to collect that question for later as we go. But for now, the goal for today is the new update, which is the Sanctuary update. There's a new biome, a bunch of new weapons. I believe it's five items total. 4 of them are weapons. 1 of them is a trinket. Is that right?
Exactly.
Okay, so it's that, the new biome, so that's new monsters, new boss. There's some quality of life stuff in here too that we'll probably just see along the way. But if you two think we're good, I will hop into the first run.
Yeah, sure. Let's go. Let's kill some mobs.
Okay, first question here. Do you always take Fungal Swamp?
Right now, yes, because it's badly designed. We only put rewards there. So we are actually working on that to make the extra difficulty and the extra rewards being set randomly between the choices. It's not part of that update, but we are working on it right now.
Sure. Part of me thought that, maybe it was because I haven't gone to Fungal Swap as often. The game's giving me a reason to go there as a bonus. But then I'm pretty sure at this point I have gone here more than any. So we already have a new weapon. Sentinel Wings. Bijou, when I was first playing this, you were asking if I thought anything was broken. Broken as in OP. I think you may have been thinking about both the new things I have equipped right now.
Yeah, and the fishing rod too.
That's already 3 out of the 5.
Yeah, but when it's not OP, it's not fun, right? Somehow.
Yeah, and to be fair, as a roguelike game, sometimes loading in and seeing something that you don't want, people will just restart the whole run anyway. So if every weapon is fun, less likely for that to happen.
Yeah, exactly. Well, actually, Cardus pushes a lot for us to increase the numbers of damage most of the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you like big numbers. I know that.
It's not the damages, but the number of hits you can do with the weapon. And since Windblown has a lot of bonuses based on number of hits you can do, we are struggling to make weapons that do not do a lot of hits at the same time. So we are now working on slow weapon with very huge smash, but not a lot of hits. So we will see where it leads.
Yeah, to be fair, one of the new weapons, which is Elder Sword, is one of those like bigger, slower weapons. But funny enough, it's pretty high up on my list right now on favorite weapons.
Which one?
The Elder Sword.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it's either the combo itself, the string is very satisfying, or the numbers. Because sometimes it will knock enemies off the platform. I have no idea how. I think it's supposed to go straight upward. But I still get super lucky with that regard. Okay. New question for the team here. So for those who haven't seen Windblown before, obviously it's action roguelike. There's a full map to go through. But sometimes you'll find secret areas, things like this. For the team here, are you always ramming yourself into waterfalls as you play through the game?
You have to.
Yeah, I guess you have to, or else you would never know if it was there.
Honestly, I don't think that a video game with waterfalls that don't hide a few chests behind it is a real video game somehow. So it's part of the tradition. You have to respect it.
Of course. Even, so I'm a big Sonic the Hedgehog fan. So just going through maps, like just zipping around is super fun to me. But then to know that there's little offshoots every now and then, I actually find that to be super fun. Like something I really didn't know I wanted from an action roguelike.
Cool.
Wow, what a good altar attack. So when we started off the stream today, I kind of went through all the weapons. We did talk about the altar attacks. How this one, because it doesn't do a critical hit in its basic combo, but the altar of it does, and it's a lot of hits with big numbers. So is that a Cardus special, or was it always going to be like this?
I was not alone on this, and it's a weapon made by Tef, one of my teammates, and he did the weapon alone actually. So I did not do any animation. So this is a full developer weapon.
Oh,
There
wow.
is no artist behind it. So Tef, his real name is Stefan, did this weapon, and he had a lot of fun. But yes, he loves like me a lot of doing a lot of it because it's very satisfying.
He actually took one of the part of a monster from Sanctuary, just took the mesh and put it in your hands, mainly. So it's kind of a recycled asset, which has been quite effective. I think it has been made in like a day for the prototype and maybe 2 more days just to balance a bit the thing. It was quite fast to be made.
Yeah, I wonder if that's for all the indie devs out there, maybe that's a developer secret. If you have a weapon from a monster, try to find some way to just make it into a weapon for the player.
Yeah.
New weapon. This is the Elder Sword? Elder Sword, which, not gonna lie, I think it might be my favorite weapon of the Sanctuary update.
Because of what? Swag?
Yeah.
What do you like in this weapon? The animation, the damages, the gameplay. What is the thing you like with this weapon? I'm curious.
I honestly feel like it has it all. So it has good damage. It has a really like satisfying combo that I can cancel at any time. We can do for all of my expert players out there. You can dash cancel it, kind of like that. But then also like it's big. I can hit almost the entire screen with it if I want to. And even like it has everything.
Yeah, I think the animation is
even
very
knockoff.
striking. The animation has been made by Arthur Munoz. He's a very talented animator who works on Ori, works on Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown.
Ooh, okay.
And sometimes he's free to work with us because he's very demanded in the industry. But yes, he did the animation of this world. It's amazing, really.
Yeah, and that's just that one weapon. We still have 2 others to see, but I already feel like I found my favorite.
Well, job done. Then we can stop here, right?
Stop and then restart the whole run. Okay. So this is now my Q&A here. We have something called double hits here. First off, for those who don't know Windblown, as an action roguelike, it's not just a weapon in your hand. And then like stats, we got HP earlier, but you saw attack speed and raw damage. You have these things here that are called gifts. This, right now we can hold 4, but we can always sell one off and then bring in a new one. This is how you kind of make a build outside of just the weapon. So we have double hit, dash mark, cursed hits. Dash mark, kind of self-explanatory. You mark the enemy, do bonus damage to it. Curse is a detriment on the monster that increases damage. Double hit, replicate your hit for 5% of its original damage. So I think for a lot of people that maybe they don't know why they would want to take that. What's your... I think I know why it's here, but could you give an idea on maybe the concept behind something like a double hit?
I would recommend not using it. I don't think it's one of the best, honestly. Well, joke apart, I think that right now that one is a bit weak regarding of other ones. That said, multiplicating your hits can be quite good, especially if you don't throw too much. So it's something that would go well when you play like a first hit build, something like with the bush trinket, where you are hidden inside a little bush and then suddenly you will make more damage to your first hit. So the goal would be to ramp up the damages on that one hit, and then it would get replicated somehow. Especially Echo would be really powerful with that. That one, the advantage of it is that it works with every hit. There is no cooldown, so it's still doable when you have a bit more attack speed. So I think at the end it's a matter of taste, I would say.
Okay. Now that's actually missing one piece I thought was the real reason why it existed, which is things like bleed. I believe bleed does its damage as you hit monsters, and I want to say that double hit will actually make like a double proc on bleed.
Yeah, it can do that, but it's only 5%. That's why I'm not like thrilled by it right now. But by the way, gifts are mainly made by Zeb, who participated in the stream we did with Elian. He's not there today; he could not join, sadly. But I know for a fact that he's working on a lot of changes for the gifts, like a ton of changes.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, that's something that will come in the following month. I hope, maybe in several parts, because it's quite a huge refacto of the whole hundreds of gifts we have in the game.
I think I saw
Zeb told me-
120.
Yeah. Zeb told me that one of the main focus is to be able to stack a lot of gifts without being completely imbalanced. So there is a lot of work to balance all the gifts, to balance all the systems, to make you able to have, for example, more slots on the basic game, not just in the endless mode. So we will see where it goes, but I'm very confident that this update will be very important for the future of the game.
Yeah. Another thing also is the scaling. Right now we do have some effects that do not scale that much. They are like raw damage and it's the same number, whatever is your progression inside the Vortex. And one thing we want to do is to make sure that everything stays relevant, even in endless loop 20, I would say.
Okay.
Right now you have some stuff that is really worth it in your first or second run, but afterward it gets completely obsolete.
Outscale.
Yeah, somehow. So that's something super important, is to make sure that you can enjoy the endless mode with the full set of items and powers you have in the game. And it takes a bit of time.
Oh, wow. This is a quality of life change. The thrift shop now says how many upgrades are left for the item, rather than...
I think you complained about that during last stream, and I saw it, so we updated. I think it was a good idea.
Yeah, I'm sorry. For those who don't know, you can hold to send feedback in the top right-hand corner. And I am a notorious hold to send feedbacker. I'm pretty sure when Bijou comes in for the day and you see a whole list of Veedotme submissions, you're instantly about to throw your breakfast up.
Yeah. I have to confess. Actually, it's quite really useful to send feedbacks to indie devs like us. That's why we put actually a feature, an in-game report and everything, because especially if you see a bug or you have an idea or you saw something, using it also sends us a lot of technical details, which kind of GPU you use or the amount of RAM or whatever, so it could explain some bugs and all that extra information. It really helps us a lot when working on the issue. I would say we are like 20 times more efficient when we have a report that's coming directly from the game rather than on Discord or whatever. Well, if you forgot, you can still send on Discord and we check, but for us it's way more efficient to get the reports directly from the game.
Yeah, and to be fair, for those who do submit things on Discord, I do think that's valuable in the case that other people may have either A, found a solution to whatever your issue was, or B, if other people found like a separate issue. So for example, if you talk about revenge, I'm sure the revenge mechanic on Discord had a lot of people going back and forth over what it should or shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And like just using the hold to feedback, like yeah, you can give feedback to go directly to the dev, but as a suggestion to get community support out of it, sometimes going the Discord route might lead to further discussion. Oh god. Okay, here's another question for the dev team. So right now I have an elite monster. This elite has kind of just a yellow color to it. It doesn't really do anything extra. It just looks to be electrified. What is the bonus on this elite?
The electrify visual effect comes from the mark, actually, so it's not from the elite trait. So you do have so every time you see a yellow glowy monster, so that's an elite. Every one of them do have a trait. It could be like lasers going around or throwing some bombs. When there is nothing special about it, it's just extra health and extra damage.
Do all elites have extra health and extra damage by default?
Yeah, but those who don't throw bombs and lasers and all, they get even more.
Okay, lucky those ones. That one apparently was just unlucky. He wasn't allowed to have a laser or fire on the floor or a twin.
Well, he had a short life, but he was on a stream, so I guess it's an accomplishment somehow.
So, going back to the gift system, I know you were saying that there's a lot of gifts in the game. There are a lot of gifts in the game, to be sure. And there will be some enhancements to some in the future, because this is an early access game. Would that be a, like, numbered update? Or is that sort of like a hotfix kind of update?
I don't know, it's like a complete revamp of most of the gifts. So some not great one will disappear or be swapped by something new. This is the thing about the early access. So we have started it back in October, so it has been almost 6 months or something like that. And now we really had a lot of feedbacks on what's working, what's not, what could be better, how we could make it more interesting to synergize and to scale, as what we were saying before. So right now it's the right time to like update everything and make everything better, really based on the feedback of the players. Before it was based on our gut feel and the help of a few of a happy fews alpha testers that did play the game even before the early access, but that was a really limited amount of players. So now that we have way more players, like hundreds of thousands of players, we do get like enough feedbacks and ideas to be able to do a big revamp, I would say, of all of them. So it's quite ambitious, the update for the gifts.
Let me be the first to say congratulations on that number of players at this point, especially for early access.
Thank you.
Now, one thing that
we are super glad. Honestly, people rock. Players rock.
Now, one thing that I do have to do every time that not every time, but I still get people who don't know the game. So currently, my explanation of like what the game is, I say isometric, roguelike, speed turned up to 10, with lots of
11.
weapons, and build making, and co-op. Are there any other taglines I'm missing from that? If I were to like advertise the game?
I think the first Steam post we made was to say that it was the little bro of Dead Cells that has a sugar rush, and I think it's a good explanation of what is that game somehow.
Okay, I'll add that to it. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, so I have to add that to my command. I have like an exclamation point Windblown command, and that one I'd say I just did today, and I'm missing that little bro sugar rush part. Have there been any, I guess, I don't want to say complaints about the speed of the game, but how do you all feel about the speed of the game as of right now?
I like it personally. I remember that in the early days of working on the dash and the overall speed of the game, that was really early into the production. Was one of the first things we made. People were dubitative about the amount of speed. Like it was like too frantic and you could not read anything or whatever. So that has been quite a lot of work. But right now, what we have is definitely what we wanted. I think. So yeah, I don't know, Cardus, what's your take on that?
Yes, that's really what we wanted to have. But yes, for sure, it will not be the best thing for everyone because everything is so fast in the game. So, but it was the main purpose at the beginning of the project is to make a thing that make you play in a flow state very quickly.
For sure.
I think this is what, and this is why we worked with Danger for the music, because I knew we can do some music that can bring you in this flow state. So and that's what we had on the Dead Cells 2. After 15 minutes playing the game, you are not in your brain, you are in your body playing the game without noise. You know, it's just playing and it's fluid. I don't know if I'm very clear on that, but.
No,
it's very hard it's very hard to describe the game feel we aim to do.
Yeah, actually, what we've done, I remember it, is to when we worked on the way you move, and especially the dash that can go in any direction. The goal was like you have nothing else, so you only have the left stick and the X button, or A if you play Xbox controller, and just moving around you should be satisfying. Just that should feel really good on its own. And we use that word, but I don't know if it's really a word. We say toying. We like to toy with the game, like a little kid would just take a little car toy and have fun moving it around. That's exactly the same kind of thing we do, just to have fun with really simple things. And then once we are happy with that, on top of that, we would add exploration, combat, and a huge part of the game. It's not the only part, of course, but it's one of the pillars, I would say. We did had, especially at the beginning, not complaints, but people like mocking the game a bit, like it looks like like a dash simulator thing or something like that, and it's like a kind of a no-brainer game. So we did saw that. So it was not the majority, but it was there. Then
I
they
definitely
played the game
did
and
get that.
yeah.
Some people called it TikTok brained, is what I got.
Yeah, but I think they should just give a go to the game, because actually the combat is quite demanding. I don't think it's an easy game by far. We do put a lot of effort to make sure that the gameplay has depth to it. So you can discover, I would say, intricacies in the gameplay, subtleties. Every time you play, to make sure that it keeps being interested, and it's not like a blank experience where the thing you've done in the first 10 minutes is the same thing you will do in the next 20 hours, because it would not really be fun, right?
Right, and to be fair, I noticed relatively early on that it's not exactly a dash revolution at all. In fact, some of the monsters will outright kill you if you just spam dash. It's very deliberate oftentimes. And I'm not sure if
there
that
are some
was...
traps.
Yeah, was that something that took you all time to figure out, or was it there from the very beginning?
It was there. The main challenge for us with the speed has actually been the co-op part of the game. We did, I think, put like half of our energy in the past years to make sure that super fast single player experience would also work in co-op, because it's quite easy to lose grasp on what's going on the screen. So we had a lot of work going on, make sure that your friends are visible, make sure that we only show the stuff that matters. So when you play co-op, for example, a lot of VFX and objects could be like completely deactivated. They are just not there, just to make sure that you only see what really matters. So for example, if your friend is playing with the boomerang, that you will see it because it's a huge object that will stay and is important because you may synergize with him.
Okay.
But if he's playing like the beat bolt, all the little bolts is shooting, you will not see them, or you will see like a really reduced version of it, like just like a small shape that will just fly quite instantly. So it will not get your focus. While when you play single player and you play that weapon, the bolt will have VFX and it will be way more in front of your face somehow. So yeah, that has been quite of the main thing we worked to make sure that the speed would be doable. Another example could be also the heal flask. The way you heal yourself in the game is a bit different because you throw that thing on the floor and it creates an AoE. That's because of the speed of the game. It's to make sure that it can be taken while people are dashing around. Even if you pressed while you were a bit away from the guy, it would still work because it will be in the AoE. You will still have placement, so it's still interesting in combat. So yeah, it influenced a lot of areas of the game, obviously.
Very cool stuff. Speaking of areas of the game, we are like very, very close to accessing the new area. This is a new NPC, Carlos, who is, I believe you don't actually start the quest right here. You start it slightly after this. And then there's a full quest line to access the new area. I don't want to say that's unusual for roguelikes. A lot of roguelikes actually do that, where like new areas open up as you play the game. But I don't think you all have done it via like a quest line like this before. Could you kind of talk through the decision on that?
Yeah, of course. Since the beginning, we wanted to make Windblown not a narrative game, but a game with RPG aspects. Like we really want to tell a story with this game. So this is the first quest line we made. And the intention behind this is not to make a very hard access quest, but the purpose here is to tell people what the game is about. So you will encounter several characters that will tell you the lore of the game. So this is the main intention here. And of course, we feel it's better when you have a quest and you have a long how can I say that? But we felt this was too easy to open a new area, so we wanted to make it a challenge. Also, so this is a bit narrative and a bit gameplay.
Yeah, and I would certainly say I'm more immersed in the game. Like, I think for most action roguelikes, you get hooked from gameplay, But then to have that little extra carrot dangling in front of you, I think the first time you get that is when you enter incubator for the first time. So to get it again here was very nice.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes, we really think that if the game does not tell anything to the player, this will be just a game. And if the game tries to tell something or to ask players a thing, you wanted to know what happened here, and we think it's the way to make a game go through history, but we will see that. it's a bit early to know that now, but we really want to make Windblown stays in your mind, even if you are not playing it.
For sure.
So we are trying things.
Yeah, and I say good job so far. This new area, so for those who haven't seen this yet, lots of, I guess we can call it crystal. The area's super reactive. Like, I'm going through, the flowers are lighting up. Stuff in the background is illuminated. The monsters themselves are, some of them are pretty nasty. However, keep in mind, this is third biome. So this is an alternate choice from what was Rat Village. And Rat Village is nasty in its own right. So as you all were making this biome, how... I know you don't want to make it too difficult because it's not even the final biome. But then there's a second one the players could just go to if they don't like this one. So how do you even make it so that this is like a choice?
It's for you, Yannick.
Why it's for me? I almost not participated in that in the actual answer to that question. You are dodging right now.
Yeah, I'm dodging that. Yes, the biome is.
You perfect dodged and applied damage to V. That's.
No, because we know that players, when they unlock these biomes, will have some experience in the game. So, if you unlock a new biomes after a lot of hours of gameplay, if you come in it and you can smash everything, like we need to have a bit of challenge. But we can say it's not very well balanced yet because we need feedbacks.
Okay.
So we will see, but yeah. New biomes will always try to bring a new way of difficulty. It's not stat difficulty, but new way the monster have to attack you. So or to surprise you, but
yeah, I can say it's certainly something going from a mushroom that just tries to hit you with a sword to now a giant sword-wielding robot that has laser beams getting healed by this four-legged one.
Yeah, and this four-legged one, you will see when we will try to heal. And the intention behind this is when you have understand how the monsters works, it will be very easy to smash this biome. So it's just it's not a matter of statistics or damage. It's a matter of understanding what the monsters tries to do, and when you understand, it's easy. You know that there is a healer. You kill the healer, and there is no problem after that, because
you just fight the wolf thing.
Yeah, no. But it's
you
a very
unveiled the secret.
Yeah, but it's a very common pattern in video games.
No, we should patent it.
So again, another secret area in here. I just ran myself into the waterfall and it happened to be there. But I know for a fact, for those who have not been in this biome, anytime you go into these secret areas and you see one of these things, be afraid. This is it's pretty nasty, but again, as a roguelike game, yeah, you're gonna get beat up. This is probably one of your beat me up kind of characters in this level.
Actually, was waiting for you with a V shape. So I think it's kind
it was,
of,
yeah.
He welcomed you somehow.
Love that. I gotta say, so we're using another new weapon. This is called the Sharp Sisters. I think that monster actually drops it. It has a really satisfying alter attack that you dash through targets. And I was trying to showcase it before we started today, where the game, it has like a distance, a max distance, and it will try to get to the monster if it can. But of course, if the monster is right next to you, it doesn't go that far. It will go pretty much directly behind it.
Well, actually, this movement works a bit like the held attack of the Catars.
Okay.
In the sense that it's so you do have a min-max distance for the targeting to be applied, but the way it works, it's not like, oh, you will move by 5 meters or 6 meters. It works by saying you will be behind the target. So behind could be two different things. It could be behind, meaning directly in his back to do backstabs, or it could be behind depending on where you're positioned. So if you are already on his back, you will go to the front. But you will be placed exactly at the right distance next to him to be able to continue your combos and so on. So so yeah, the Catars does have that also. You have a bit of that with the held attack of the telepike, that when you throw the pike and it teleports you, but you have a little backflip that puts you exactly at the right spot to use the perfect tip mechanic of that weapon.
I had no idea.
Yeah. So the telepike does way more damage when you hit exactly with the tip. Actually, it's not patented because it's inspired by Super Smash Bros. we did it's not really new, but it goes well with mid-range weapon, and so yeah, it places you exactly at the right spot for that. And we try, so not every weapons have those subtleties with the placement, because you also want to have weapons that work by just pressing a few buttons and really be super user-friendly, I would say, player-friendly. So, for example, the Sirocco is really user-friendly, really easy to yeah, too bad. The Sentinel Wings also are quite easy to use, so they have subtleties but are quite efficient from that get-go. So yeah, depends on the weapon. When we can do it and it makes sense, we do it. But the main thing is that we don't reproduce weapons by just changing colors and suddenly it's a blue sword or a red sword and you just changed a few stats and that's it. We really wanna have weapons that are different styles of gameplay, and placement is a huge part of it.
Alright, kill all enemies without taking damage. I think in this map, I'm trying to think back, you all have something that determines what kind of monsters will show up here. I know in Incubator, it will often only give you one monster because those monsters are like, they're pretty hard.
Yeah.
Here, because there's two tiers of monsters, there's the small robots and there's the bigger robots, so there's a pretty big difference between what could show up. Off the top of your head, do you know what could be here?
I think you will have several waves and you will encounter mostly every monster possibly you can encounter all of them. I don't think there is a huge filtering in that biome.
Oh no, indeed.
So good luck.
Not too bad with the kunai here. Kunai, again, another, in my opinion, very good weapon. It has seen one round of nerfs indirectly very well. And again, early access game, but I like to...
Which nerf?
The nerf to... Okay, so two. One is the stun mechanic on every monster.
Yeah, on the curse. Yep.
Yes. Well, that's the other one. So the curse itself, when a monster gets cursed, they get staggered slightly. But then also, curse had an opportunity button. If it hits 10 curse, it can get stunned with an opportunity stun. But because now most of the major monsters have stun resistance, there was a time where you could infinitely stun most monsters in the game. And that is no longer the case.
Yeah, it's a long time ago. I feel like I was younger.
If anyone was abusing that and are sad it's gone, do not blame me for it. I do have a vid about it, but just because I have a vid does not mean I had anything to do with it.
Yeah, we did buff the altar attack quite a lot. When you compared the altar attack we had, I think, in the streamers demo, I think it was, maybe in the Next Fest demo it was already changed, but before it was way less efficient.
Yeah, I think it may do 10 curse no matter what. Like, it just needs to find a monster and it will apply 10 curse to it.
You know what, actually
good.
In the games file we have the description of what does every altar attack, but we didn't had the time to to create a UI where we could place it.
Oh yeah.
At one moment it will be explained exactly, but right now you still have to figure out.
Speaking of game files, good job to whoever did the trailer for this that you all put up on YouTube. There's one that kind of explains how the slowdown works on projectiles, and they had like the perfect setup of 10 missiles flying towards them, and then use chrono catch to slow it all down.
So that's actually Knight, who is the community manager on the game, and yeah, he's really talented at creating videos and every kind of assets related to the game. Actually, he knows the game quite well, so I think it helps having the ability to take good shots about the subject. He knows what he's talking about, so
For sure.
I think he made a really great job, and he has a really cool British accent, which sounds way better than where our French nightmare you are currently having trouble with.
No, you guys are doing great. I'm probably having more difficulties myself.
The baguette
With what,
accent.
French?
with English.
Really? Oh no.
Yeah, baguette accent. Everything is baguette.
This horrifies me, by the way. But as I said,
Good.
it's very methodical. Like, you could look at this and think without any information that it's -- revolution, but I laughed earlier because I did a chrono catch on one of those sword monsters. I dashed just in a random direction because I thought that was the right thing to do, but it wasn't. I got hit for it. But this one, I took the time to think about where I'm dashing, which is on the opposite side of the monster. If you think its back is probably the safest spot. And I didn't take any damage for it. But I wasn't spamming, I was specifically waiting for the time to go behind it. And
You
I feel
were
like that's,
methodical.
yeah, that's pretty fun gameplay. Oh, by the
Cool.
way,
I
those
mean-
who
I mean
do
that-
play
that's-
Windblown, this is quality of life right here. Nice
The
little
what?
rare.
The rare?
Yeah.
Oh. You know, there was quite a huge debate internally about that.
About having
But
the
then-
rare show up or about what it should say?
Yeah. Having the rare show up. Not having rare ones was a thing, but like making it explicit, it's always something we debate about, because we are like, will it push the player of only using that and not the rest, etc., etc. But at the end, Zeb did win the fight, and so we put it there, and every player is happy, and we are still debating because we are French.
I would say that there are still some rares that I don't take if it doesn't make sense for me. So for example, if it was rare trinket, I might take one copy of it, but if I don't think I need
refill?
it, right, trinket refill.
Yep.
The critical one is also sometimes a pass for me if I'm not using a crit focus build. Maybe it's a burn build, for example. Maybe I will go for pure damage over crit, even if it says it's a rare. However, one thing I almost never pass is rare shells, like rare currency. If I see that, I almost grab it every time. I like to say, so far we're doing pretty good in this biome. I was slightly afraid, as you all are watching me play it, I may struggle. But refillable potion is doing a lot of work right now and making sure I can do this segment.
I think you will have to do the co-op part in Cataclysmic. So you will have a lot of shots of the revenge mod.
Okay, so here's a question. And this is a very common question for every single game. Don't think it's anything directed as to your team specifically. Is there anyone in the team that can beat Cataclysm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
But not every day.
Yeah.
If
Did you beat Cataclysm, Cardus, I think.
Yes, with my wife, because she's way better than I am.
Yeah.
That's
Cardus'
the secret.
wife is
Okay.
the best playtester you can have. She entered Sanctuary, and 15 minutes later she said, "Oh, it was nice your update." After 3 months of work.
And I was crying.
Yeah, and that's just one person in a million. If you're good at the game, fantastic. My Cataclysm win rate is abysmal.
You know what? My kid did one Cataclysmic, but with another guide in co-op. But so now he's attempting to do single player. I'm exactly at the same spot than him. I haven't beat Cataclysmic yet. I will have my revenge.
Absolutely. We're about to enter the new boss, by the way. This, I think in the patch going from beta to live, you made an adjustment that this thing cannot be pushed.
Yes, it was like yesterday or the day before. Yeah.
Right, and that is that's from very specific things that myself have done as well. What are the chances it gets pushed by Gobblefish?
So for you to know, push is a different system that Gobblefish. I have to make sure that he goes back to the center of the arena. It's not the case yet. So if you wanna exploit it, well, feel free.
Now, to be fair, when this thing's not in the center, it's almost the worst fight. You all are gonna watch me play this. It's almost a fight designed to be in a circle. So when the boss occupies half the circle, then all of a sudden that half is a no man's zone.
Yeah, that's an issue that we need to fix. Early access, right?
Right. And honestly, what better way?
You went right to it. I felt like you would at least play it the normal way a bit, but like you just pressed in the first frame.
So right
you're
now...
Right, you're right. I would have done the same.
Oh, it summons a healer too.
Actually, there is still a bug where the healer can spawn behind the gate, and then you cannot kill him, and it makes the fight way more complicated than what it should. So you've been lucky it has been spawned in the arena. Didn't seem like a hard fight, to be honest.
Well, again, I have a lot of hours in the game. I don't know if this counts as a lot of hours to you all, but I'm currently sitting at 85. That was a combination of... Where is it? 120% critical damage with a 60% critical damage, essentially, Sharp Sister.
No, not bad.
Which is also getting a 40% damage boost on alter attacks. And someone
I'm still
also
crying.
someone also joked in the chat saying that unstable, which stuns the monster and reflects damage, was also big. Keep in mind, also for those watching, I have all weapons unlocked. If you are doing this for your first time, that would have dropped a weapon alongside that obsidian currency.
You would have unlocked the Chrono Catch trinket on that boss. I think that's the reward. And then you've got the Sentinel wings just after that.
Got it.
No. You would have to. You would not be blessed yet, so you won't have the Chrono Catch. It would be on the second encounter.
That's true. Okay. So that was... Well, just about. That was the new area, Sanctuary. And also keep in mind that I am on base difficulty. Difficulty goes up to Cataclysm. And this is also co-op. I am playing solo. So there's a lot to even just this area besides what I just did. I could come in here with different loadouts. I could come in with more people. I could come in at a higher difficulty. Just for the purpose of this showcase, I will not destroy my mental by bringing up the difficulty. Not online. I'll do it offline. One other thing that I had for that fight that you all may be able to comment on. So obviously you're making a build, but you all have these cursed hexes. I actually decided to run what I call lefty-righty here. Left trinket does more, which is the ultra laser. But because I'm running Chrono Catch at level 1, I don't need that to be any stronger. So I thought it was kind of like a very easy pick to go trinket hex here.
Yeah.
As I've clicked into people playing the game before, I've seen a lot of mixed playstyles when it comes to the cursed hexes. Some of them are, in my opinion, great, but I know a lot of people fear, for example, dash cooldown or take more damage. What are your thoughts on the cursed hexes as of right now?
It sucks.
So you're in the mindset of I can't take any of this stuff.
No. There is some good stuff. I think the one that makes you slower, that makes the dash a bit slower, but you can refill your health, is quite actually OP when you know how to play. That said, it could be quite difficult if you're a newcomer to the game and you're not really used to the rhythm. So there is one or two that are good, but as a whole, I think we'll redo like 98% of them.
Oh wow, that's
For
a big number.
Yeah, because there is not that much, so 98% of 6 different things, it's fine. No, but it's, I think, in the overall gift picture, the X one is the one we are the most unhappy about. The rest, there is good stuff, and we wanna just progress and tweak it. The X right now is really not working as intended, because most of the people, they will just avoid it or use it because they know how to exploit it. So we want to make them more appealing, interesting, and useful in more cases. Right now, it's way too contextual somehow. Really depends on the build you have, and then suddenly you have that X that could work, so then you are like, okay, then I will use the hex. But apart from that, they are not used that much. So yeah, those will be revamped heavily.
That's good to hear. And I will say that I am an abuser of the dash healing one.
Here you go.
So to see that change, I fully understand it. That being said, we're in Incubator, which is the current final biome of this game. Is it fair to ask what the... I don't know if you have a roadmap yet, but is there plans for additional biomes after this, or should we expect the runtime to be about what it is right now?
Can we answer that?
If you can't answer, that's fine too.
I don't think I can answer the question. Yes, we do have a roadmap. That said, I think it's quite a huge naming for such a small thing somehow, because it's quite light.
Sure.
It mainly shares our intentions, but not everything is written down, because also we are really not working in a way where we know exactly 100% of the stuff that will be in the 1.0 of that game. We really wanna make it based on the early access players' feedback. So we always keep quite a large, I would say, a void in our plans. So there is time to put in the game all the new ideas that might come out along the way. That's really important. There is a lot of stuff that comes from players' feedback. The notorious example is the plus 100% size half-x. Oh well,
as we see one right now.
Yeah, I have a bit of delay and it appeared when I said it. So I swear we are not manipulating the thing. So yeah, that's definitely the example of something that actually was a bit costly production-wise, took a bit of time, and if we would have put everything in stone, like with a super precise plan, then we might have said, oh, but it doesn't fit the plan. We cannot do it. And when you avoid adding those crazy ideas, then suddenly you don't make a game that has the same taste, I would say. And regarding the biome, I cannot answer. Maybe sure. Incubator is the last biome until the end of time. Maybe not. We'll see.
It was
there will. I can tell you there will be new biomes during the early access. So Sanctuary will not be the only biome we add to the game during the early access. But I cannot tell you where they will be placed.
And I think my last. I had a exclamation point command for, I want to say, release date, and right now I think it just says, as a quote from someone on maybe the Steam news page, the goal is 2025, but obviously it didn't go into any detail.
For 1.0, no, it's 26.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's written in the roadmap. We still have quite a long journey. We really add a lot of stuff.
We have a lot of ID for the adventure. So yes, this will be not the last biome we will see during the early access.
Thank you to whoever made changes to elites that have clones to them. Day one cloned elite, especially in Cataclysm, you may as well just restart the game. Now at least I feel like I can actually do something about it.
Yeah, you would open a gate and then your run was screwed.
Sometimes I would even open the gate and you can see the elite in the distance, and I would just not go to it. I opened the gate, but I'm not committed yet. So good job to whoever made the change to it. Windblown is still early access, but this is update 3, or is this update 2?
3.
Okay, so this is update 3 for early access. I have everything unlocked because I dumped hours into it during the beta. But you have a nice journey ahead with a fishing rod, a giant sword, a twin sword, some wings, and a clock, and quality of life.
Thomas is not there. He left.
I'm just struggling with my with my stuff. Sorry. So
He fell asleep.
no. I wasn't asleep. I tried to click on my micro button, which is the monster I'm most
fear the
afraid
most.
of in this biome.
Yes.
Oh, I would say the bosses, because for 2 reasons we made it, and it was a real struggle to make the triplets. But yeah, I really struggle on this boss, and I really need my wife to help me to beat it in the hardest difficulty.
Can you help me out, Cardus? So me and my wife played roguelike sometimes, but I have to like really convince her that it's gonna be a good one. And like I know I can, but it may look a little daunting with, you know, the speed of the game. How do I spin it in a good light to say, no, this is definitely something that we can do together?
I'm not sure I can help you, because my wife is playing a game that are very fast, so she is already used to it. So I did not convince her to play it. She wanted me to play it every night, but I tell her it's work for me. I just want to have a pause, please. But yeah, she was already used to it. So we played a lot of like Nier Automata games like this. So she really likes those kind of games. So yeah, maybe this is the game I wanted to make for her. I don't know.
Oh wow! What a nice thing to say.
It's a bit romantic, and
Same. I wanted to make such a game for my girlfriend, but she played only once, and she suffered so much she even didn't completed the first biome. And after 1 hour, she stopped and she said, "I have to take a shower," because she was so stressed out by the game. So it didn't work as expected, the plan.
Or it worked perfectly. I want to make a game that forces my wife to go shower after it's done.
Maybe.
So things like this is horrifying to me, but I feel with my build, I have a chrono catch. I think it's actually doable if I don't screw it up. But this is, imagine this
you should use the
at a higher
goblin fish.
difficulty. I know I should, but for the sake of argument, I'm not.
All right.
And perhaps from a dev standpoint, that is the answer. Oh, the monster is that difficult because by now, let's hope you have a gobblefish. But in the event I did not, I think I would cry.
I think it's manageable. Honestly, you are maybe lacking a bit of DPS, but not that much, so should be fine.
Yeah, that I'm okay at the bosses at this point. I feel as though I've probably died to the biome monsters more than I've died to the bosses of this biome. And that's a compliment. I'm not going to say that something needs to be changed. I'm just trying to articulate where my scariest parts are in this biome.
Well, the scariest part is when you have different incubators and you open them without really wanting, by mistake, and then suddenly you have 3-4 guys that are really manageable when they are alone. That's, I think, it's the scariest part of incubator for sure.
Absolutely. By the way, chat, again, if you have questions about the game, you are more than welcome to ask. We do have people monitoring chat. We could try to do a little bit of Q&A after. I know it's... I'm sorry, what time is it in France right now?
It's 10:15 in the night.
Sure. So definitely, like, let me know if we're going a little bit too far in terms of time. But
I'm fine.
I'm fine too. This is fun.
Yeah, it's cool.
yeah. So chat, just
it's cool because we saw almost no bugs since the beginning, so that's the first.
Yeah, we are really surprised. We are waiting for a bug at every moment, but it did not happen. It's amazing.
Do I need to force a bug to happen?
Yeah, you can try. It's always useful to see how you can break the game.
All right, let's see what we can do on the boss coming up, especially with Chrono Catch. I feel as though if there's anything to bug out the game, it's got to be Chrono Catch. With duration up and cooldown reduction, if I have 2 Chrono Catches up, for sure we are going to bug the game. For sure.
No, it will be fine. I know you can bug the game. You can use freeze and chrono catch right now. They are not really compatible, but you don't have the build to create that bug, so we are fine.
Interesting. Does it keep the monster frozen for too long?
No, they kind of conflict between each other. So the freeze would be undone by the chrono catch and vice versa. They would cancel each other.
Interesting.
Something we have to fix.
All right, so this is the boss of Final Biome. We have...
Which one first?
Well, I know which Hulk I typically do first, between Green Hulk, Red Hulk, and Blue Hulk. Before I choose which one I want to do, what do you all usually start with?
That's a good question.
I often start with the fire one.
Really?
Yeah. Because I hate those area on effects that burn everything, and that the last phase it's very hard to me to place myself.
All right.
But it depends the build you have. That's what we try to do. That it's to make a boss that you choose the pattern you want it to have because there is 3 difficulties on each character.
Sure.
So,
Bijou.
V.
B as in blue?
Well, when you look at my avatar, I think that the story was written even before we decided.
Huh. I struggle the most with green. I have to do green first.
I struggle the most with blue, personally.
And maybe specific to this build, I'll be okay. Because it's gonna... Yeah, maybe we were fine. But for the most part, this was the one I fear the most. In terms of the final tier.
Yeah, it was not really frightful.
So then second choice, red or blue?
Blue.
I think you're trying to get me killed. I'm not doing blue second.
I think we should get a vote from the people in the chat.
Chat, give me a simple red or blue for which one we're doing next. Red if you want to see Red Hulk from that new movie. Blue if you want to see Blue Hulk from, I assume, the comic or something. I see some smart people in the chat who know which one should be next. Awful lot of blue. I don't think you all understand how bad red is. Oh my god.
Well, I think it's blue.
Yeah. I have 2 chrono catches. Still take a lot of damage from the one. I missed the L2. Alright.
Alright.
This is what you all asked for.
You are so fast. I can't believe it.
To be fair, Chrono Catch seems to be very good in this fight. Ow. Okay.
Yeah, I think it gets refilled way
I thought that
too
was
fast.
fixed.
Oh,
Right.
what?
Yeah, it comes and it goes and it comes back like the song.
Yeah, for
So
those
at
who
least
don't
we
know what
got-
I'm referring
we-
to, it's the line. Wow, I can't get my Chrono Catch back. There we go.
Yeah, it was supposed to be fixed, so at least we have something to fix after the stream. So
Oh, that's
we-
true. You said find us a bug. There you go.
Yeah. Thank you, V. I will not ask again because it was way too efficient when I asked.
All right. So for those who either you haven't seen Windblown before or you haven't played Windblown since early access day 1, the not this patch but the patch previous to that added an endless mode. So if I wanted to, we could actually go up here. Typically I would get my reward, but we're already maxed out on stuff. You would put in your blueprints, and you could actually proceed into a new loop of a run, keeping everything you have here. The monsters are scaled up by 1 tier or something. I don't know how you all do it. And then a new row of gift slots appear, starting with 3 by default. And you can get, more as you progress through endless mode. I don't think I'm gonna do this now, but for the team, I want to say the most I've gotten to was endless 7 before I think I threw the whole game with a specific gift I got rid of. Do you all have like an endless mode loop number that you can flex?
1.
It's funny because the jump from 0 to 1, it's pretty high.
Yeah. I did 6 to unlock something,
Okay.
but after that it was too much pain for me.
Last time I was investigating an issue and I was looking at the data of a player he shared to us, and I think he went up to like 40 or something like
Really?
that, which was like, I don't know, he played like for 20 hours. I have no idea how many hours it was, like maybe 16 or something like that. It was quite crazy.
Yeah, on the run that I went to 7, I was playing once a day just for 1 run, and then I would stop because luckily you all have like mid-run saves. And then I loaded up the game. I decided, you know what? Let's try this mutation to see how it's scaled into endless 7, and I died almost
done.
immediately. It was fun though. Like, for those who haven't seen this game with essentially 4 times the number of monsters on the screen at once, that's not normal. it ends up being like kind of fun to see, but it is horrifying.
I think it's like almost like a different game in the end. The
Absolutely.
endless mode. It's like 2 games in one. It's like you know the games collection, like 300 games in one cartridge.
Yeah. All right. So team,
Do you have the skin, by the way?
which skin?
The skin from the update?
This
Did you unlock
update,
it?
no.
Oh.
From what I looked at in the Discord, it requires me to play a specific character that I do not play.
True.
So again, I'm not gonna say that that's a suggestion, but all I'm gonna say is that my odds of getting that skin are probably near 0 because I don't play that character.
Then maybe we'll add some stuff for the others.
All right. So team, we did our solo run. I know it's getting late on your side. Would you like to try the co-op run?
I'm not the one playing. So, Thomas?
Yeah, sure, of course.
All right, thanks for watching today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'd like to get you all the best content that I can. If you want to take a moment, like the video, subscribe if you want to see more, ring the bell notifications so you can get those. You could also consider supporting the channel by becoming a channel member. All of those are links which are in the description. Just scroll down and you'll see them. Either way, thanks for joining in, and I'll catch you on the next video.